Good morning. My name is Nico Marsigli, and I'm going to quickly go over some of the German culture things we should see here when we look at different cultural habits and different things for culture here. So we're going to do it with Germany today. Look at the do's and don'ts when you're working with customers and clients that are German. Starting off, the PDI, they rank at a 35, which is pretty low actually. So what this means is for our dues, you want to talk to people you come in contact with, all people, not just management figures and people in the higher ranks. You can talk to everyone. This is because the culture does believe that in an informal kind of basis, with the sense that everyone has a say and everyone does kind of fact check one another. There's not a sense of rigorous, so to speak, like a command in place. Anyone can talk there. So yeah, all parties are treated very equally, so low-level people do have a say. Don'ts would be ignoring low-level people. You don't want to keep them out of the loop or out of the conversation, especially when it comes to decision-making. Their opinions do matter in this culture, and it's something that they do take seriously. Individuality is a 67, which is a little bit higher. Still pretty medium level in comparison with some of the other cultures we looked at. But what a 67 means is that they are a little more prone to individualism. So they do look out for themselves a little more than for the group as a whole. So some do's, understand that they are more individually driven instead of group oriented. That's one thing to really do. And don't bring up group success or advancement over individual success or advancement. You can on larger scales of things, but it is important to understand that individuality is very important with Germans. Masculinity, they're a 66, so they do lean a little bit more towards a masculine society in comparison to a feminine one. However, they are pretty moderate with a 66. So dues focus more attention on the males in meetings. However, it is important to realize that they are a little more masculine. So you do not want to entirely ignore the females in the room. That's one of the don'ts, is do not ignore the females involved. Although they are a little more masculine in culture, they do take the females' opinions seriously, and they are treated rather equally. So it is important to still keep them in the loop. UIA is a 65, still pretty moderate, but a little bit higher. So be sure to include everyone in the meeting and decision making. They are very open with one another. They like to fact check one another. A good example that we actually learned about was car companies such as BMW and companies like that are so successful because if a lower level man on the plant floor notices a problem with a car, he'll go to the engineer and say, hey, this is garbage. Like, we need to fix this. They aren't afraid of repercussions and stuff, so they do speak their mind. And again, don't exclude the lower level personnel, especially in decision making and meetings and things like that. LTO is very high at an 83, so it's good to present new and evolving information. They aren't as traditionally oriented as some cultures, such as Japanese culture, so they are a little more cutting edge. They like to be a little more just up to date with what's new. And don't be overly conservative or traditional. It's okay to be more modern and a little less serious or professional. I wouldn't say professional, but you can be a little more comfortable with it, I would suppose. And indulgence is a 40, so they are a little bit lower on this. That means be respectful of overindulging. Although they are a little more modern with some of their beliefs, they're still pretty serious when it comes to downtime, drinking, and things like that. So you want to be sure to not overindulge in alcohol or partying and that sort of thing when you're in their presence. And that's it. Thank you very much.